For more on the future of cruises and all travel, really, we're joined by Expedia Group's Vice Chairman and CEO, Peter Kern. Peter, good morning. Thank you so much for being here to talk about this with us. Now, we've just heard cruise lines have essentially been on a complete pause for a year. I got to say, just because of the nature of a cruise type of vacation, I'm surprised that people would be wanting to get back to them, but it sounds like they are. So tell us where those companies stand financially. Will they be able to bounce back? Are people booking them?
Yeah, I think people, good morning. I think people who love to cruise. There's no stopping them. We've seen it already. I know the cruise companies are seeing it, and I think if they could sail today, they would be full and sailing. So I think they've got to make it a little longer, and they may have to live with some unusual requirements for a little while. But I think cruise passengers will be anxious to get back on. They're showing it already, and I think the cruise companies will all be in good shape.
Requirements like that tracelet.
Yeah,
kind of
that
cool.
is true. People who like to cruise.
That's very true.
Now, you wrote an article this week arguing that cities and tourism to cities will survive the pandemic. We know there is a lot of pent-up demand. So what does data from Expedia show about travel to cities in the upcoming months?
We've already seen a reasonable amount of search for city travel. Now, you can argue some of it is people just getting around to the places they live or where family are. But the point of my note was, my article was basically that there's this sentiment that everyone's going to just go to the mountains or go to a lake or go to a beach, and cities will never get the travelers back. And I think that's totally not true. Now, just like cruise ships, people will be waiting to see cities open up. When will the theaters open up? When will restaurants open up? When will museums open up? But once all of that's available to everybody and easy to enjoy, I think people will come racing back. And as much as we've all may have enjoyed the lake or wherever we managed to get to during COVID, I think people will go back to New York and Paris and Rome and Shanghai and in exactly the same enthusiasm they've had for the last 2 decades.
Absolutely. We've talked a lot about how we cannot wait to do that. Well, Peter, that leads well into my next question, which is what else do Expedia's bookings show about how people plan to travel this year? Throughout the last few months, people have mostly been renting cars, getting somewhere they can drive. Are people okay with getting on planes now?
We've seen this last weekend, at least in the U.S., during spring break, et cetera, that air travel has picked up significantly. And I think people are increasingly getting comfortable with it. It's a combination, obviously, of vaccines, of people's comfort that, people haven't been getting sick on planes particularly, and that they can get further away and go places. But we've clearly seen that people have enjoyed renting homes over hotels during this period. Our company, Vrbo, has done tremendously well as people can rent a whole home in that case. But I would say that we're starting to see it pick up broadly. And if you look at summer, I think a lot of people who are getting their vaccines now are going to be surprised to see that a lot of places are booked up already this summer, whether it's the South Florida beaches, Mexico, the Caribbean, we think is going to open up and be very busy. So, those signs are already there. We'll see about the cities of the U.S., but definitely the key vacation resorts, mountains, et cetera, are filling up already.
And Peter, let's talk about you. You're approaching 1 year in this role as CEO. Obviously, you took the position during a turbulent time. What drove you to do that, and why are you so positive about the future?
I've been on the board of the company for more than a decade and always been in love with travel. It sounds like you both love to travel too. It was a time when the company needed me, and I thought it was a great opportunity to help the company change for the future, not just make it through COVID, but just be a stronger, better consumer company in the future. And we've been working hard on that. I think we're going to come out of this in great shape. And honestly, I never really worried about travel coming back. We had some delicate moments as we made it through the last year, and we had to do some things to get through. But I think it's a human need, and as soon as science conquered it, and they've done an amazing job, I think we're on our way back. So I'm feeling very good about it, and I think the company and all of us are feeling great about it.
All right, fingers crossed for the coming months here.
Segment just put me in a great mood.
I'm good. We're there for you when you need to travel.
All right. Thank you so much, Peter. Really appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.